it's surprising how many jobs there is to do in the autumn, especially this month, during the month of October through to November. And I'm following on from the last video, and I'm going to tackle some of these jobs, and I've added more, I've added more to the list. So one of the first jobs I want to do is this herb bed. So all I'm going to do here is just cut back all the dead bits and bobs and give it a bit of a weeding. I've been down collecting bark. Now before I put some bark along here, because the thing is, the bark that was there, it's all been trodden in and broken down. There's hardly any of it left now. So I'm looking forward to putting some bark down now. Now and next month, if you're fortunate to have free bark, is the time they start delivering it. And they've already made a start. So I've grabbed a few bags by there, put them in some old manure compost bags. And I've got a beautiful geranium, perennial geranium plant by there, but it's blocking the pathway. So I'm going to dig that up, and I got plans for that. And now this is something I didn't mention in my last video, but I can't wait to move it. And I'll show you that in a bit. And lots of other jobs to do and a few tips along the way. Now this here is our lemon balm plant. And as you can see, it's all gone to seed. Now I'm not going to go collecting the seeds off this because this is quite a hardy plant, and we don't need any more of it. We've got a load when it flourishes. So what I will do is cut it right back, because at the base there's some fresh growth there. So I'm going to cut it right back to there. I think this might be a garlic chive plant in there, and there may be a few weeds. So I'll pull those up when I get right back to it. So I'm going to cut it right back at the base. And it can be quite brutal because it's quite resilient, and we'll have lovely new fresh growth coming from this. You don't have to do it now, but I thought I would, because I just want to see this looking a bit tidier along here. It's been a bit of an eyesore lately, and it'll give the plants chance to come through, give them a bit of light, and they'll flourish then. Starting to look better already, isn't it? Oh, I can see there's some grass or something growing at the back. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to pull all that out, but at least I'll be able to get to it now with all the all this taken out of the way. Now the reason this is in this black tub, I'll just take the top off on to see if I can get some of the roots off, is because it does spread, and it was down the bottom end there, and it had gone absolutely huge. So I thought I'd put it in a tub, and then we've got more control of it then. Now these here are like new plants grow in there, and you could pot those up and put them elsewhere or pass them on to friends. Some of it's just snapping off. It's probably dead wood from last year when I cut it down. But it'll grow through that, and the twiggy bits there help to give it a little bit of support as it's growing, really. Now that'll look nice now when it starts growing through there. I just have to keep an eye on that grass. Oh, look. Look at that. There's a cork, would you believe it? Well, wait till I show Danny. Obviously from one of our celebrations. Now this was from our parsley. Now I think it's unlikely that'll grow back, but I'm going to leave the stalks in there and see if it does. I've already collected seeds off here and started those, and they're in the polytunnel, so I need to check if any of those are coming up later. There's nothing like giving things a good weeding and making it look nice. Got I've even got strawberry plants. There's even strawberry runners growing in there. Oh. Now this plant here is a new one that I've put in from one of our lovely plot neighbours, Leah. And it's a hyssop plant, I believe. So she kindly came over and gave me that. So I thought I'd pop it in by there. There was a little bit of a gap there. So hopefully that will spread out. I've not tried hyssop at all in cooking. I'm not sure whether you have or not. Now, I'm not sure what this dead plant is at the back. It looks like one of my thyme plants. This bed did get a bit neglected in the summer, but I'm just going to cut off the dead bit. Oh, there's a label there. Yeah, it is a thyme. I'm not sure it's going to grow back because it does look a bit dead, but we've got plenty of other thyme, so it's not necessary. So if it doesn't come back, it's not a great loss. In fact, there'll be a gap to put something else in. Right, now these are garlic chives here, and I did collect some garlic chive seeds in my last video, but the ones I collected last year I still haven't used. So I don't need to let those dry off and collect any more. Right, this is another parsley plant. This is the one that I collected most of the parsley seeds off. So I've only got little bits and bobs at home now, so I'm hoping these parsley seeds grow okay. Now, this is a thornless blackberry that's rooted itself, so I can pass it on to somebody else that might want one. Ah, there we are. Nice little one there for somebody. I'll pop that up and pass it on. Bits of grass growing in here and little weeds. It's not too bad, actually. I've seen a lot worse than that in other years. But these, it do look better for a tidy up, doesn't it? Just cutting some of the dead bits off this thyme plant here. It'll soon grow back. I think it's when it's been so neglected in the summer when we had all that hot weather. I was just trying to prioritise, and this wasn't one of my priorities, although I probably should have made it one. This is another of those parsley plants that I saved the seeds from. Now these were plants I actually grew from seed, and they grew really well. So last year we had an abundance of parsley right into this year, but it's gone to seed. So we just need some new ones now. This looks like a creeping buttercup, and we don't want that in here because it'll take over. It grows on runners, this creeping buttercup. So that definitely needed to come out. These here are our chive plants, and they can be split now actually, and I'll in fact I might show you how to do that in a bit. These are garlic chives. These are the bog standard chives, and I just noticed in here we've got a perennial cornflower. I don't know how that managed to get in there. The perennial cornflower plant there, so I'll put that to one side. That herb bed now is looking better for having a bit of a weed. So let's get down there now and concentrate on this geranium plant. I've got a bucket there, but I don't know if it's going to be big enough. Oh God, I can't even get my fork in there. My spade rather. Oh, right. This was only a small plant when I put it in. It's gone absolutely huge now. In fact, it could be split into different plants. I've had to split this to dig it up because it's just too big to dig up in one go. Now, if you have a look at these here, you could actually split all this and all these would form new plants. As you can see, that's got a good root there. That would make just the one plant. And there's loads of these in together. But I'm going to keep it as intact as possible because I got plans for it. And so if I put that in a bucket, I think I'll need another bucket then for that one. So this will be getting planted today. So I'm not worrying about watering or anything. So there's loads of roots on there. So if I pop that in the bucket, and then we'll dig the rest of it up. Well, that's the perennial geraniums all dug up. I put them where they're going to go near their new home. And now for the exciting bit, and the bit I was looking forward to, is putting some wood chip down along this pathway.
In the garden where the leaves fall down, we gather round to clean up this town. With rakes and shovels, we work side by side, tend to our roots where our joys abide.
Well, doesn't this wood chip make such a difference? And it's really nice to walk on as well. And it'll save having muddy boots as we come into the winter months. Before we move on, I'll show you how to move your chive plants. Now this is garlic chives here, and you can separate these in the same way, but what I'm wanting to do is separate these chives here. Now you don't have to dig them all up, you can just dig part of them up. So you just loosen the soil around them and then just pull them apart like that. So you've got some more chive plants there to plant elsewhere. So I'm going to leave those where they are, and I'm just going to plant them by here in amongst these garlic chives. And then come next spring, hopefully we'll have another nice big bunch of chives. In this pot here, we've got a fig tree, and it's been in there about 2 years now. We've not had one fig on it. So I thought, time to move it on now and see if we can get it to produce any figs. So I'm going to take it out of the pot. It might be that it's not happy in there with the sedum. There's a sedum in there and a cistus plant. So maybe it's not getting enough nourishment. I don't know. Anyway, it likes its roots restricted, which is the reason that I put it in the pot. So I'm going to move that over there. I'll show you in a bit what I'm going to do with this. I've got plans for this bin here. It didn't quite work out doing the morning glory. It was either too dry or too cold for them. They didn't produce. So it's just a waste of time. So I got a good idea for this coming up soon. That's just an empty pot. And the water feature that we did out there, it's in need of rejuvenation. So all this is coming away from here. And then I got plans for this little space here as well, coming up soon. Oh God, look at the size of that. Well, I got to show you this. Doug's just picked a ginormous tomato. Look at that. That's absolutely huge. He's taking out the last of the blighted tomatoes and came across this enormous one. So this is going over there. Oh, it's quite heavy. I think I'll take the shortcut route. I'll pop it on the bed a minute there. This might be too heavy to move, so I might have to empty the compost that's in there to make it a bit lighter, and I can put that down by here because I'm gonna plant something by here, and that can go as well, and that can be moved. So if I move this next, oh, it was quite a feature when it was working. Look at the state of that little brolly now. It's all broken. Never mind. That can be bin now. And I'll empty this out. And that'll make it like, oh guys, all green water coming out of here. I might do this as a water feature again because it did look quite nice in its heyday. But it's all yucky at the minute. So if I just move these two out of the way, and then there's bark underneath here. So I'm going to move the bark away from here so I can sort the soil out. So that can be emptied anyway because I'm going to need soil for what I want to do next here. Right, these bamboos can come out. There's a couple of hebes in there. I might be able to save them. I don't think actually that there's holes in the bottom of this, and maybe that's been part of the problem. Everything's got waterlogged, so I'll have to get Doug to put some holes in there because I'm going to reuse this for something else. Now here I thought I'd plant a geranium either side and put the fig in the middle. Now the geraniums are the ones I just dug up from plot 2. So I've got a bucket in the middle, one of these, but I've cut the bottom off because figs, to produce some good fruit, they do like their roots restricted. So it'll allow the taproot to go down, but restrict the other roots. So fingers crossed, we might get some, figs on there next season. So it's just getting it out of this pot now. And I might take the sedum home if I haven't got a home for it down here. I might take that home and plant it. Now I gotta try and get it out of the pot because no doubt all the roots from the other plants will be tangled around it. So wish me luck. Oh God, there's a bit of a rim round the inside, and it's holding all the soil in. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to take all these plants out intact. Let's see what I can do. I think I'm going to have to take this sedum out in bits and bobs. I don't think I can take it out whole. Right, that's the sister's plant. There's plenty of roots on there, so I need to pot that up. Oh, there we are. Managed to get that out in one go. Hey, oh, nearly there. Hey, oh God, that was hard work. I know I've damaged some, but still, you never know. It might kickstart her into producing some fruit. Right. So that's the main taproot going down there, and it's probably got stunted because of the this pot, and maybe that's part of the reason it wouldn't produce any fruit. And it's not in very good shape. So what I'm going to do is just cut the top off, and that'll help it to send out some side shoots. Yeah, it's quite a good fit. Right, I'll bring you a bit closer and you can have a look. So there's the roots there sitting nicely in the bucket. Obviously they're going to be restricted, so fingers crossed. If the theory's right, hopefully we'll have some fruit next year. So let's bury all the roots now, and then I'll give it a little prune from the top there. Right, so it's nice and loose around there. And so I've got to bury the pot along with the geranium roots. And I might use some of the soil from the bucket as well, because although I put a load on the bed, I have to put some in the bucket as well. Some soil around the geranium roots. Give them a bit of a chance as well. Right, it's just the geranium really that needs its roots covered a little bit more. It's not too bad though, because I did cover them when I planted it in. There's a bud just by there. Now that is coming out that way, and ideally I would like it coming out that way. There's no buds there. Oh, actually there's a bud coming out that way. So what I'll do, I'll cut just above there and on a slope, because when it rains, the theory is that rain will run off and won't rot it. So hopefully we'll have some figs on there next year. Now I'm wondering whether to cut this branch down as well. Cut that back to a bud there. I might do that as well because it's crossing over that one. Right, I'm not going to go too mad with this now. So we'll see what happens next season. I've just noticed some dead leaves on here, so I'll just pick off a few of these. I'm not worried too much about it because they do die back a little bit in the winter anyway, and they'll come back nice again next spring. So I'm just going to pick off a few of them, just so it looks a bit nicer, really. But wouldn't hurt to leave them on. I'm not going to go mad and pick all of them off. Just a few. There we are. Just so it looks a bit tidier, really. And then I'll just leave it to do its own thing. It's had plenty of water, so hopefully it'll perk up now. They do go a bit sad when you dig them up, don't they? Now, these plant labels are quite expensive, and so it's a good idea to clean these off. The cheaper ones, I mean, if you've got the patience to do all those, great. But I found these don't clean as well as the more expensive ones. So what you can use is nail polish remover, or I found what works if the nail polish remover doesn't work is a cream cleaner. So I've got a sift there, but I haven't tried any other one. But that works a treat on some of these. And I was doing some of these last night, and some of them the nail varnish remover wouldn't work at all on, and some they just come straight off with a cream cleaner. So I'll bring you in and I'll show you what I mean. So this is one of the ones that we used last year actually, for the potatoes. And I haven't tried cleaning that one. Some of them I've already cleaned. So this is with nail varnish remover. So sometimes it just fades it a bit. And then if you go over with a cream cleaner then afterwards, that seems to do the trick. So you can see it's faded it a bit because this is permanent marker on here. But obviously that's not good enough. Right, we'll try it on this one. It depends what plastic it's made out of, because I've tried nail varnish remover on some of them and it comes straight off. It's not coming off that one at all, look. Right, let's try the cream cleaner. So I'm going to put it neat on the kitchen roll. And I'll show you how it works. So just got a little blob like that. So we'll try it on one that I didn't do anything with. So if I go with a cream cleaner, it's not coming off. But when I did it before, it was working really well. Now why isn't that coming off? I think you just got to have a bit of patience doing it really. Oh, there we are. That's coming off now. So I used the nail varnish first. Perhaps that's what I did. I used a nail varnish first on there and then the cream cleaner. So really, I don't think it's worth it on the cheaper ones. You're just better off buying some new ones. There we are. Now it's coming off enough for you to go over with another permanent marker. I think you just need to use more cream cleaner on there than I was using to saturate your kitchen roll. So that's come off quite well. You can just see it faintly underneath. Right, let's try it on this one. I should just need to leave it on there for a bit and let it soak in. Right, it's fading it, but it's not coming off completely. Right, if anyone has a better idea, please let me know. When I tried this before, I don't know which labels I was using. It was coming off lovely. Right, now that seems to be coming off a bit better. I do think you need a lot of patience with this. Right, that's not bad at all, is it? So that's the Jif cleaner. So maybe if you just leave it soak in a bit, then it'll do the trick. It's coming off lovely now. Well, some you win, some you lose. When I tried back a few weeks ago, it was coming off lovely, but I was using a different nail varnish remover, and but I was using Sif, and some of them were coming off with Sif, but it might have been different plant labels. So give it a go and let me know what you think, see if it works or not, or if you've got a better idea for getting permanent marker off your more expensive plant labels, or even your cheap labels. Please leave me a comment because I was hoping for a bit of success today. I thought I was going to give you a good tip, but it's not completely worked today, is it? On our allotments, we've got a few of these water barrels dotted around. Most haven't got covers on them, so I've got makeshift covers, or I think there's one down there, no cover at all on there. And the problem with that is that, this cover is no good anyway, because obviously the rain can't get in this one because it's completely covered. Doug has joined the two of them, so when the one fills up, that one will fill up as well. But ideally, we could do with a cover on there where the rain can go in this one as well. He will be putting guttering on the polytunnel when he gets round to it. So anyway, I thought, I wonder if Amazon have got any sort of covers. And I found these net covers. Now, I was talking to someone yesterday, I think it was Danny from the Grove channel, and he'd ordered some of these nets, but they weren't the right size. So I thought, well, I'll just order a pack of 2 and see if they fit. Fingers crossed they fit. So they arrived, and they're quite cheap actually. If you're interested, I'll put a link in the description. Anyway, they've arrived, so I'm just about to try them on now. So I can take this one off, and then I can put the other one, put this on there, and then put the other one on the other one. Right, so it's it's quite big. So there it is. It comes all folded up in the box like that, and then I've already started to pull that one in. It's got a drawstring. It's got a drawstring by there, so it'll stop any birds or insects or frogs or anything getting into your water butt. So that's got a bit of a pipe in the way there. So actually, could I tie it to there? That might be an idea, mightn't it? So there's no lip on this. So ideally, if your water butt's got a lip, that would be more beneficial. But it seems to be covering it okay. It does seem to be doing the trick. There we are. I'll come and show you, bring you closer. So there it is. I've tied it around there as best I can, and I pulled it as tight as I can around there. So hopefully it won't hold the rain when it rains, but it'll go straight through. So here's the other water bit, and there's no cover on here at all. This bit of metal here, Doug's got it and it's going into like a big water tank thing there. And so that will help collect the rain there. It's open to the elements here, so any little birds or anything could fall in there and we wouldn't want that. So, and it'll keep the insects out as well. So there we are. So this is how it comes before you pull the drawstring in. So I'll pull it in a little bit to start it off, like that, and then I'll put it on there. That lovely big water tank there was a gift from Jem in the Garden, and she came to visit us once and brought that with her for me. So thanks again, Jem, for that. It's fab. Right, I've drawn it in a little bit, so I'll pop it over now. And there's a pipe there. Oh, I'll show you that in a minute. There's a pipe going through there. So because this water bit is taller than that one, if this one fills up first, then the overflow pipe will go into that one there. And you just pull the drawstring in and pull it tight. There we are. It sort of sags in the middle. But I guess what you could do is put a bit of elastic around there and that holds it tighter. And I might do that actually. So there's a nice water tank and there's the overflow pipe going into that water tank. So as you can see, I've wound the tie around there. So I just need to put the tin bit back on now. There we are. And I know some of it will run off, but quite a bit of it will go in there. This bit here and the other bits were supposed to be pathways around the beds. And bit by bit, I thought I'd plant in them because it was a bit of a waste really. Don't always use them. And when you weed in the beds, you can get at them quite easily from either side. And it's not much effort to walk around. In fact, you get an extra exercise, isn't you? Anyway, in my last video, I dug up a load of elephant garlic. And normally I would cure it before planting it. But they had roots on there. There's a bulb there. As you can see, it's already started to separate. And I thought, well, rather than cure it, why don't I just plant it straight in? But what I'm going to do as well, before I plant it in this section here, and I'm going to be planting more elephant garlic around the plot, and I'm going to take some home as well because we've got quite a bit. But this is the elephant garlic that was planted in amongst the foxgloves. So I'm not going to eat any of this because, I don't take any chances because the foxgloves are poisonous, but it shouldn't really affect the garlic, but I don't want to take the chance. So when I plant it in here now, it'll be fine next season to eat it. I think so anyway. So I do like some flowers. So I thought, what better than planting it with a companion plant? Now, in here, probably not the ideal time to replant them now, but it's only temporary. I've got some calendula plants. Now, these were growing in the pathway on plot 2, and I've been putting some wood chip down there. So I thought I'd dig them up and bring them over here. So some of them are even going to seed. So we got 2 yellowy colour ones. Oops. 2 yellowy colour ones and an orange one. So I thought if I pop a yellow on either side, I don't know if they're going to take or even if they're going to last at all. But I thought it'll give it a bit of colour while the elephant garlic's coming up. So if I plant those in the middle, and then I'll plant the elephant garlic around them, and then when we start having a cuppa, we'll be able to see the pretty flowers. Oh, this bin, it didn't have any holes after. And there, look, see? It's a plastic, like a big plastic bucket in there. So Doug said he'd drill some holes in there for me. So, and then I'll be planting that up with something. Now, what I did with this now, I used the soil from this bin, and I use some of the compost from the potatoes because it was nice and loose. And then I put in a bag of manure, well rotted horse manure. So that's all mixed in there, along with some bone meal. So that'll help feed them as well, because the soil is nice and loose now. So elephant garlic do like a nice, loose, well-draining soil. Now, like I said, these are good companion plants because the garlic helps to repel the pests. It's lovely to dig this. I hope the elephant garlic goes in just as nice. Now they are starting to die back a little bit, but they're not still a bit of life in them yet. So whether they take or not, I don't know, but we'll have a little bit of colour for now anyway. I was walking past our neighbour's plot and I noticed a fork was broken. And I thought, oh, there's a shame. So I thought, oh, I wonder if she wants the handle. And if she don't, I'll make it into a dibber. Anyway, she didn't want it. And she said, yeah, you're welcome to it. So that's going to be made into a dibber. It's a bit blunt at the moment, so we need to put a point on it. So I don't think it's going to work today. So I've got my other dibber. But it's nice and thick. It's great for planting bulbs and elephant garlic as well. But I'll have to use my other one, I think. There's no point on there yet. I might try it though. Right, now I want to use some nice big cloves, because the bigger the clove, I'll use them as it's already separate, I think. The bigger the clove, then the bigger the garlic bulb. So I'm going to try this, see if it works. I don't think it is going to work though. So ideally plant these 6 to 8 inches apart, and I would say 4 to 6 inches down. So you're looking at double the depth, really. No, that's not going to work. Right, that's better. I would say double the depth. That's what I usually do to whatever garlic you're planting, really. Right, that's going to go down nice and deep. That's not as deep as I would have liked it, but I'm going to leave it. No, I tell you what, why don't I just leave that like that? Because I'm not going to really know where they're all planted. So yeah, I make the holes first, and then I can see where they're going. Now, if you're not used to planting garlic, although you can see the roots on there, that's not always the case. So it's the pointy side up, and then the flat side, or the side with the roots facing downwards. These are nice and big. Plenty of roots on there. So they're being planted. Some of these are being planted a bit deeper than others. So like I said, usually, as a rule of thumb, the way I plant them is double the depth of how they are. With the garlic, onions are planted differently, and I'll show you how I plant those when I come to do the onions. Right, so we'll use that one at the end there. So that's the elephant garlic all planted in, and the calendula. So it gives it a bit of colour, doesn't it? Right, so on to the next job, and I can't wait to do these. It's the broad beans, and they've come up lovely. So I want to plant them in this bed next to where I just planted the elephant garlic, but they're not right next to it because there is a partition there. In this bed, I've got loads of self-seeded bedots, and they're coming up lovely in bunches and things. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dig them out. Actually, I could put them in this pot here for now, in this bucket, and then I'm going to replant those elsewhere. So once I've planted the broad beans in here, well, first of all, I got to repair the bed. So I've got some manure compost waiting there. So I'm going to put some manure compost in there, along with some bloodfish and bone. Then I'm going to plant the broad beans. and then I need to net them up because I don't want to give the pigeons any food. They can go elsewhere to find their food because they'll probably go pecking at them if I leave them. So let's get on with that job next then.
Strolling through the garden.
So here comes the exciting part of planting the broad beans. Now I sow these in root trainers. Actually, I pre-chitted them first on some damp kitchen roll, and when the roots started coming through, then I put them in the root trainers, and they've come up lovely. So that was back a few weeks ago. So what I'm gonna do now, take them out to the root trainers and then put them where I want to plant them, and then I'll net them over. So most of them have germinated, and as you can see, they've got lovely long roots in them in these root trainers. So they're just about ready to plant out now.
Colors all around me, it's a healing place. If I was full of laughter, dancing in the breeze, nature's sweet embrace puts my mind at ease. Oh, it's a paradise.
Well, that's another autumn job done. Thanks for watching.